Namaste. I see the divine in you as you see the divine in me. Namaste. And isn't this always the most beautiful way to learn to greet each other? As I see the divine in you and you see the divine in me, we learn to understand that we're learning to walk a higher path of love consciousness. And for the very first time on our human earth, are we able to understand what that is and how we can grow into spiritual strength and power of love? And nobody truly knows what that is yet, although we can have a little bit of an understanding what is going to happen. So it's so beautiful to understand that we're living in a time of the greatest fulfillment of prophecies. So all the prophecies of the old times are coming true today. And it's truly amazing to see how the great gathering that was foretold in the times of Jesus is coming now, and people are being called to the great mountain of light so that they can be more protected and more safely held within that beautiful space of love. And then CAEAYARON can bring through more gifts for the people. And that's what the divine activations are all about, to help us become stronger within ourselves, to help us heal, to help us heal the earth, to help us heal our families. So it's all about healing. And so if you're asking what the divine activations are all about, it's about healing. And those of us who are activated before the year 2020 can go to the very, very highest love spaces. So they're very special spaces of creator star beings, but we still need to prove to divine on our planet here how much we love divine if we want to become very strong creator beings in the higher spaces. So the alignment is taking place right now. So CAEAYARON is aligning himself. So the alignment has already begun. And it's so beautiful for us who are activated Star Sacred World Healers, because we can really feel that power building. So we're feeling it. And our portals are becoming stronger and our gifts are becoming stronger. And it's just so beautiful. So I'm very, very grateful to Divine for allowing this time to happen, because those of us who are working with CAEAYARON know how real it is. So for many people, they don't know if it's real or not. It's just a faith factor. When you're activated a Star Sacred World Healer and you're working with those high energies, it goes beyond the faith, because then it becomes real trust and knowing that it's happening, because you can feel your own DNA buzzing and it's going up, and you can feel protection, and your manifestation is becoming stronger, and you feel your body's healing, and you see so much beauty happening. So that's beautiful for us. So we invite everybody to join us in April 2019, because it's very important in that activation. So that's only a few weeks away. So before I go and close my eyes to allow you to hear the Master speak, because that's much more important than hearing me speak, I'm going to read the forgiveness statement out. So at the divine activations, you'll be given forgiveness codes. So everything in your life can be forgiven more, and that means more healing can come within. CAEAYARON, I bring you now into my spaces of love and healing. I ask for your presence and for your love to be with me at this time. I forgive all that has caused my pain to happen. I release it now. I allow the angels to take it away from me. I bring in the love and the peace, and I desire to understand more joy and self-love. I surround myself with the highest loving divine beings who are here to take care of me. I let go of all fear within me. I release it. I trust that all things are perfect as they are. I am ready to love myself and all of life more. Thank you, CAEAYARON. Thank you, great divine love. And thank you very much for watching this beautiful time. And before I close my eyes, I'm just going to have a little drink of water. I don't stop during that time. Namaste. Greetings, dear brothers and sisters, dear sons and daughters in the light. I am Sovereign Lord Emmanuel the Great. Happy is the one who desires to hear these teachings being spoken through the divine word. Happy is the one who's been awaiting these times to happen. Happy is the one who's been praying. Please, Lord, let all things come to be. Please let your kingdom come. And please bring peace and love to this planet. May we inherit all things that are ours to have. And so I welcome you to the times of the great shifts, of the great truth alignment, of the great sun consciousness coming to your planet, of all truth being spoken, and of the great revelations being seen. Happy is the one who desires to see all these things. It is truly so that all who have been awaiting for the promises faithfully and who have desired my divine being, Sovereign Lord Emmanuel the Great, to return through my divine love element, my word, they are truly blessed. How happy they can be, for they can finally see all truth coming through. They can finally say, "Oh, Sovereign Lord Emmanuel the Great, thank you for bringing through your great wisdom. Thank you for giving us what you always promised us. Now teach us the ways of love. Teach us how to honor the earth and each other, and bring us your everlasting blessings." The people 2,000 years ago, when they heard Jesus channel these very words, they did not understand it all. They thought it was marvelous seeing this man standing before them, and they heard those words being spoken. Happy are those who will see the time of the promise. Happy are those who will be there at that time, for they will certainly understand that all these things that are being spoken about now will become fulfilled, and that they are living in the times of the great fulfillment. The people wanted to know, Jesus, when will those times be? Jesus always brought the same answer through when the people asked. Nobody knows the hour. Only the great Father knows. Will you be there at the time of the great calling? Will you be there, one of the faithful ones? Will you hold these teachings within your heart and recognize the great Father Emmanuel when he returns? Will you recognize that in the same way he comes through to you now, he will come through to you in the times of the prophecies becoming fulfilled? Jesus knew that he would need to return at this time, and so the people always knew that Jesus would return. But because so many truths have become so twisted, and many lies came to bring people away from divine truth into other ways, they did not understand who Jesus was any longer. To the people 2,000 years ago, Jesus was a beautiful man, and he was a friend to many. He was not that person, always being as perfect as what many people think he was upon your planet today. He was a normal person, like everyone else. He had strong views, and at times his views were a little too loud, and so at times he needed to quieten down. I will say how beautiful it was for his friends to understand the man Jesus. Jesus never claimed he was more than a man. He always knew that he was a designated channel, a messenger. The words came through him, but he never desired the people to think that he was anything more than they were. Many of the spiritual leaders there, they wanted the praise and the worship. They wanted the people to bow down to them, but Jesus always stated, never worship a man. Even the Divine Father Emmanuel does not desire to be worshipped. Get off your knees. Get up and walk the way of love. For that is what the great Father Emmanuel desires, is for people to be in the heart, for people to be awake to truth, so that when he does arrive back, that you hear the call and you have no doubt that it is the Divine Father calling. But for those who are blind, and for those who have sought worship all throughout times, for those who desired others to bow down to them, they will not see the great Father. For why would they want the great Father Emmanuel? They want to be their own gurus. They want to be their own self, their own kings, their own priests. They don't want to look to the great Father Emmanuel. They don't want to go to his great realms of love. They want to have their own realms of love and have everyone obey them. And those are not the ones who the great Father is listening to. The great Father Emmanuel listens to the humble ones, the ones who do desire to listen to the great truth and the great love, ones who recognize who he is, and those who recognize his great coming when he returns. Those ones he invites to his great feast. Come, he says. Come and join the great feast, for the banquet is there. Come and enjoy it eternally. Come and feast. No one will go hungry or thirsty in the courtyards of the great Emmanuel. So these were the words that Jesus brought through 2,000 years ago. Do the people recognize these same words? For it is indeed so that I'm not looking for those ones who desire to be their own gurus, who desire their worship, who desire others to praise them. For I desire everyone to look within self and to feel their heart of love beating. A love that beats is able to grow, but a heart that is cold and desires worship, what can I do with that? I cannot help that person to grow into more power, into a beautiful creator being. Well, they don't desire my love at all. They desire to have the worship of others. Which is why all the greatest rebellion came into the greatest heavens. Because the great resistance desired to be the great creators. And I, as sovereign Lord Emmanuel the Great, stated, go and find it. Go and search for it and test it. But how else can I build the greater heavens? How else can I build the greater universes if all these questions remained unanswered, as in, can we overtake sovereign power? Now I, as sovereign Lord Emmanuel the Great, state, love has proven to be the greatest winner. For my divine love element, the one being that we sent to your planet, needed to test all things out to see if her love was stronger than all the darkness. And I state this as the great sovereign Lord because the divine love element is so great on a higher level. So she sacrificed all her power to become human. And then the greatest test would be, even in a human element, would she be able to have love so strong for the universe and for the ones who desired love within them. And each time she was sent to the planet, she would be sent to the most painful spaces on your planet, being tested to see if her love was strong enough. And it indeed was. So I state as the great sovereign Lord Emmanuel the Great, let the love shine upon your planet. Let the great gathering come now, for the great resistance cannot rise any more in the great universes. All the tests have been completed. All the thoughts have been examined. There is no more resistance coming, and all the universal creation coming. And the people who desire the love rise into great power and strength. Let them come to the great mountain of light, the great CAEAYARON, and gather their great gifts together. And let them become the ones who will bring the great love to your planet. Let them become the greatest healers and the greatest teachers of love. Let them gather together and understand the power of love. Let them feel the DNA rising. Let them feel the youth returning. Let them feel the greatest protection coming within. Let them feel happiness, so much, and joy, and peace within. Let them learn the higher ways of love and truth, and forgive all things that have been in the past. Are my people yet ready to come to the great mountain of light and gain the great purification gifts that I've always promised them? Are they ready yet to rise into more beauty and power and become the most strongest beings upon this planet? Are they ready yet to receive their spiritual swords of power and love? For certainly the armies of angels are gathering, and they will be working with a great number of people who will come in to the great mountain of light, because this time is about a cleansing time. Great it will be when the nations will rise together into love, and the people come from all sorts of spaces. They will hug each other and will remember who they were as Lemurians, standing side by side together. During this time, you've learned about separation, pain, suffering. And all these things, I state, will be things of the past and all your future lifetimes. But all things in your lifetimes will be recorded as everything is a gift to you. One day you will state your story in the greater love universes. You will state what you've gone through as a human, and you will state how happy you are that you were human and you learned the other path. For then you can teach others to become more of love. How can you teach greater love if you haven't gone through that great suffering yourself? For there will be many universal beings coming, and there already are, who don't know what being human is like. And you certainly can become a great blessing to all of them. How wonderful it is when people desire it. The divine activations are the greatest gift you can give yourself. Why run away when I can give you everything? They are your keys to eternal life. Without your activations, I cannot grant you the higher realms of love. For you cannot go there without your key. And that key was given back to you in the times of Lemuria. You lost it collectively upon falling into the denser spaces. Now you are able to gain it back. Are you in fear of receiving the greatest gifts of love? If you are in fear of receiving all that is beautiful, then I, as Sovereign Lord Emmanuel the Great, ask you to stand in the mirror and ask yourself why you feel you are not worthy of all the eternal joy that can be before you. And then go and forgive yourself and understand that I see no sin. It does not matter what you've done in the past, whether that is in your lifetime here or in your past lifetimes. All are worthy of eternal life, but I can only gift it to you if you gain your greater talents back. And those are the talents that Jesus spoke about, the greatest gifts that can multiply many times over in your lifetime here. If you feel guilty, or if you don't want the divine activations, or if you are in fear of receiving eternal love in the higher love spaces, then I'm asking you to examine yourself. Why do you want to punish yourself eternally in all of the spaces coming? Why do you want to keep suffering when I can give you all things? Those were also the words that I spoke through Jesus, my designated channel 2,000 years ago, as I do now through Suzanna Maria Emmanuel, my designated channel. And I state I will use no other channel, for only one has been designated. Only one would return, the same one as Jesus. I stated through Jesus 2,000 years ago. Why is it so hard for you to learn to forgive? Why is it so hard for you to understand that I, as a great Father, Emmanuel, am preparing the greatest heavens for you to sit with my being eternally? Is it because you feel guilty? Is it because you see yourself as sinners? Is it because you're ashamed? I say, as the great Father, let go of all that you fear within and begin to accept all that's beautiful. For I see no sin. I'm not a being of judgment. Learn to become of love to yourself and others. Learn to embrace this time. When the great Father returns, just my being. Will you desire the greatest gifts, or will you still sit there wondering if you can receive the greatest gifts? And it is so that I stated through Jesus 2,000 years ago. If you are sitting here wondering at this time whether you're worthy enough to gain the greatest heavens, then you will also have these same issues when I return as the great Father. For all things must be healed. So go and pray that you are ready for my being. For otherwise you might miss that gate. You might miss the greatest gifts. And what will you do then? For there are only two roads. There's one road to the eternal love. And there's the other road that leads to greater pain. Don't go down there. Don't go to the greater pain. Don't feel you deserve punishment, for you do not. Step into the great love. Step into who you truly are. Be compassionate towards yourself. Be compassionate towards each other, and learn that there's the great realms of love. And eternally the people will be so happy there. And there you will continue to learn greater compassion. It's not that you will stop learning there. You will continue on a higher journey. You will become the teachers of love. And you will have many people to teach. So go and enjoy the time of awakening. Embrace it. Go into your heart and state, I am ready, great Father Emmanuel. When you come knocking on my door, great Father Emmanuel, I will recognize it. I will come to the great mountain. I will not pity myself. I will not doubt it. I will run, and then I will do the great gathering along with my brothers and sisters and say, hurry, the great mountain of light is open. There's not much time left. Let us go and join, and let us become mighty as one mighty nation. Let us heal in love, knowing that eternal life is before us in the happiness. Happy is the one who sees this and who remembers the teachings of Jesus 2,000 years ago. Greetings, I am Sovereign Lord Emmanuel the Great.
Greetings. Thank you.